Welcome to the Look to the Children show for December 2021. Y'all made it through this year. It was a crazy year. My name is Dr. Eric Kowalski. I get the pleasure of hosting this show the first Thursday of every month. Huge shout out and thank you to ChiroSecure and Dr. Stu Hoffman for all they do for chiropractic in this profession and pouring into these shows and everything else they do in the profession. It's awesome. We use them for our office, and most of the chiropractors I know that have issues, that have had to go through something, ChiroSecure is always there for them, and it's great. And so I love to get back to the chiropractic profession too, which is why I help host this show. I have an office in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We see hundreds and hundreds of kids every week. We have another location that I'm in right now. This is our conference room, and this is our beverage fridge of custom root beers and drinks that looks like it's getting a little empty. I need to refill it. But yeah, this is a second location we opened up, adjusting only, that's been super fun. Come to find out, that's a long story. Anyway, this Look to the Children show is here. My whole point is to try to give you guys some information you could take back to your practice, implement right away today or tomorrow, that would help you refocus on pediatrics, communicating chiropractic care, the importance of chiropractic care to kids, helping you refocus and be able to deliver better care and better communicate that to parents and ultimately see more kids, because we know that kids and the next generation is the foundation of us rebuilding what health is in this world. And if we can get kids and families and young families to understand that health comes from the inside out and not from the outside in, that's our best bet at really changing the paradigm that we're currently in our society on thinking that health has to come from the outside in. And I know if you're watching this and you're a chiropractor, you're all on board with that same mindset. Sometimes we can just get, we just get comfortable. We get comfortable in our own offices. We get comfortable with the people around us, and we can kind of take some things for granted. If you think back when you opened your office your first year, you were probably on fire for chiropractic more so than you are now, from a pure work ethic standpoint. Like, how much were you sharing the principle of chiropractic? How passionate were you about subluxation and vertebral subluxation and nervous system and brain to body connection and teaching and educating and table talk? As we were in practice, I've been in practice a little over 10 years. Some of those conversations that used to be very principled chiropractic, they can turn into just people you've seen for 8 years. You're talking about the weather, you're talking about, normal stuff going on. And what you realize is those people still need the principle. They're bombarded with everything else that they get outside of your office, which is fear and which is outside in health. And if we're not going to tell them the truth, and we're not going to prioritize educating them and teaching them what it is, how the body was really designed to heal from the inside out, nobody's going to do that. And so I get convicted on that myself, and I'm constantly have to train and work with our docs team and have them encourage me and, encourage them to hold me accountable to doing that, because my natural self is I love just talking about, if somebody went hunting or whatever happened, what was their favorite thing they're going to eat for Thanksgiving? When, the job that we have is really serious. If I only got 2 minutes to see this person and I only see them twice a month, that means I get 4 minutes a month to pour into them all the information I know. And they desperately need it because they're getting hammered out there with taking different and having to do everything that society is demanding of them in this time, that we need to focus on that. And so this show specifically for kids, 3 things that I wanted to talk to you guys about today that I kind of recognized in the last couple of weeks of what do we really need to communicate? The 3 main things that have to be communicated on the front end to moms and dads and parents and kids, and then consistently reviewed on a regular, routine, consistent basis on table talk and in reevaluations and visits, to keep families around for a long time. And I'm just speaking from what we've learned in our clinic. The first family ever to start in our clinic in 2011 still is under care in our office today. we really focus on family wellness care and educating them to if they know what we know, they would get adjusted every week like we do, or at least checked for subluxation and nerve interference. And that's the first one, is just the nervous system controls everything. People don't understand that. They don't know that. It seems so basic. And most chiropractors are like, obviously, we teach them the nervous system controls everything, but they really have to understand it. I can't tell you how many people I'm like, oh yeah, they for sure know that the nervous system controls everything. They don't really know. If you ask them the next time they come in, and I encourage you to do that. If we're talking about communication, ask more than tell. Get them to interact with you, even in table talk. Just like, why is the nervous system important, Mary? Hey, Mary, great to see you today. I got a question for you. What the heck is the nervous system? See what they say. I got another question for you. What is a subluxation, anyways? And these are just great times to make them think and respond. But the nervous system controls everything. Informing parents around that for kids is so important, so they really understand how is my kid's body functioning. And parents care more about their child and their child's health than they really do themselves. So this is a unique opportunity for you to educate the parent on how their kid's body works, in the same time educating them on how their body works, because it works the same. They're just open to hearing it because they want to learn about their kid and how to keep their kid healthy. And then they're going to learn about it themselves, which is why you can grow a huge family practice by seeing lots of kids, because ultimately you're going to get the whole family under chiropractic care. And so teaching them the nervous system controls everything, all the way down to like having the kid like move their finger. Move your finger. How is your finger moving right now? Your brain is moving your finger. Well, what do you eat for lunch today? I love this one. And the kid says, candy. They say candy. And then the mom's like, oh my gosh, of course. And then I say, do you like ice cream? And they say, yeah. I said, do you eat ice cream for breakfast? And they say, yeah. Then I look at the mom. But let's say they eat a cheeseburger. Well, do you have a cut on your finger? Do you have any cuts? Every kid has cuts or bruises somewhere on their body. And you can say, well, do you have to think about that cut healing itself in order for it to heal? No. Well, the cheeseburger that you ate, your body's going to use the nutrients from that cheeseburger, turn that into cells to heal your finger, and you don't even have to think about it. So what system does the body use to communicate from your brain to your finger, from your stomach to your finger, and vice versa? You're just teaching about the nervous system. So you just go through this conversation with them, and it's always nervous system. Everything comes back to the nervous system, because ultimately we're adjusting the spine as a window and an insight and a tool into improving the function of the nervous system that controls and coordinates every cell, tissue, organ in the body. Nervous system for kids, and teaching them is number one. Number two, this one you're not going to think is very important, and maybe don't do this very often, but I really like it. It's the sacrum. Teaching parents that kids have more bones in their spine than they do, and then teaching them that the sacrum is 5 separate bones in kids, and around what age it starts to really ossify into one segment. And this gets their mind off of pain. And the reason you're adjusting, let's say, why would you adjust the sacrum? Because it hurts down there is what most people think. They associate with, if it hurts, it needs to get adjusted, and then it's not going to hurt. Like the bone's pressing on the nerve and you adjust it, and now it's not pressing on the nerve and it feels better, is the most basic thing that they're thinking of. When reality is, you want to fix a subluxation before it's causing symptoms, if possible, instead of waiting until you have symptoms and then fixing it. So if I adjust the sacrum, and like, let's say an S2 or an S3 segment on a kid, I'm letting the parents know what's really cool about that, Mom, is that's 5 separate bones for little Johnny. If I can get little Johnny's sacrum to function really well, each one of those segments to be moving really well and aligned properly, as they grow up and that fuses together, they're going to have a properly aligned base of their structure of their spine, which is vital to having a healthy spine and nervous system off of that base and that structure. Whereas you already have an ossified sacrum, so if your S2 isn't lined up properly with your S3 or whatever, there's nothing I can do about that. It's fused together as one bone. So that's really great that we found this today, and that you were able to bring little Johnny in and get this corrected. This is just going to help him preventatively and structurally have an optimal functioning spine, structure, and nervous system moving forward. So the sacrum, that is 5 separate bones, is the second. Nervous system, number 1. Sacrum, using that to lead into a conversation about preventative care for kids, is number 2. Number 3 is, this one's really important because this is the foundation, the rock that parents can go back to when they start to freak out about their kid having a fever or their kid puking or not feeling well or diarrhea, is innate intelligence knows what it's doing. And what is innate intelligence? Here's another great table talk. They come in, hey, Barry, great to see you today. Let me ask you this. What is innate intelligence? What do you think that means? And have them respond. Do you know that your kid has innate intelligence? Little Johnny's body knows what it's doing. Innately, it wants to stay alive. It wants to stay healthy. You would think about a fever and diarrhea and vomiting as a bad thing, but let me ask you this. What if Johnny ate 5 poisonous berries and his body starts vomiting those berries up? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So the body innately wants to get rid of stuff that's bad. It wants to make itself healthy. It knows what it's doing. It's not broken and not working because you have a fever or you're vomiting or you have diarrhea. It's actually working really well, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. So if you're inhibiting that, or you're suppressing the symptoms through medication, suppressing vomiting, suppressing diarrhea, lowering a fever, are you helping or hurting the innate intelligence of the body's ability to keep the body healthy? Yeah, I'm inhibiting it. So you're not going to always be there, so that's something you could tell the parents is, I'm not always going to be there every time Johnny's sick or Johnny has a fever or Johnny has diarrhea. I'm not going to be there for you to call me and say, you think this is okay? You're not going to rush him to the ER every time to say, you think he's going to be okay? Like, at some point, you need to just have some ability to make those decisions as a parent. And your foundation that you can always rely on is the body's really smart. It knows what it's doing, and it's doing whatever it's doing for a reason. And that's your foundation to trust that God created your kid to be healthy. He didn't create them to be sick. And if you can rely on that, that'll give you peace to know and make the right decisions when your child might not be feeling the greatest, or even when they are feeling the greatest, is to know, how do I encourage their innate intelligence to function the best? How do I help the body function the best that it can and heal the best that it can? What bad habits can I break from my kid's life that would otherwise hurt innate intelligence's ability to do what it needs to do? Can I cut out sugars and dairy and stuff that they maybe shouldn't be eating, or habits of phones and screens and stuff that they might shouldn't be doing? It always comes back to, am I helping the body or hurting the body? Am I helping their own body do what it does best because it ultimately knows what it needs to do to heal, or am I inhibiting that or hurting that? So that's number 3. Those are big topics you got. Those are like, you could talk about that 15 different ways each one, and now you have 45 different topics to talk about, all around innate intelligence, all around sacrum and different segments in the sacrum, and all around the nervous system that it controls everything in the body. Those 3 things allow you to just expound on so many different ways. But the best part about doing it to kids and families of kids is you're teaching the parents about the same exact thing. They're just open to hearing it about their kid, and then it just connects back to them. And they're going to share that with people. We get 60 plus referrals a month, internal referrals. How would you like to get 60 internal referrals a month, every month consistently in your practice? You would love it. It's awesome. These people are coming in warm. Like, somebody in our office is telling them what we're telling them. They're excited. They're like, wow, that makes a lot of sense about innate intelligence. That makes a lot of sense about the sacrum. And then they're sitting at a coffee with their friend, and their friend's kid, just slipped on a bike and fell on his tailbone. And they're like, actually, you probably should get him checked out by the chiropractor, because their sacrum bones are all separate. And if it's super crooked and you don't get it checked, it's going to grow up, and his spine could potentially compensate for that for the rest of his life. From the conversation we're having in our office, there's no better way to market your clinic than through the people that are having success in your practice every day, day in and day out. It just takes a lot of intentional education. So those are the 3 that I would encourage you you got to be pouring those into every single mom, dad, kid in your practice. Nervous system controls everything. Sacrum is 5 separate bones, and use that a bunch of different fun ways to educate on preventative care. And number 3 is innate intelligence. So you could do fun handouts. We run SCED in our office, SCED software. We help create that. So we create automated texting campaigns that go out and teach about this stuff. We include those ideas of innate intelligence into their text message templates for appointment reminders. We even do topics of the week. And then after they arrive in the clinic, we set up an automated message. So when they're sitting in the waiting room, they get a text message about innate intelligence, or they get a text message about the nervous system. So I know by the time they get to the adjusting room, they've already got the text message on that little snippet, or we'll send them a little image that we created about the nervous system. And then I can say, hey, I know you got a text about the nervous system, Mary. What is the nervous system? And so all of those little things add in. So if you're interested in how we do that in our clinic, reach out to me, Dr. Eric at sked.life, DRERIK at sked.life. I'd be happy to share all of that we do. And we automate that through SCED, so it connects with our EHR, automatically sends all that information out. Super easy. It just allows us to educate every single person that comes in our office, and ultimately make a bigger impact. So I hope you guys had a fantastic 2021. I can encourage you, 2022 is going to be even better. Use this next 3 weeks before Christmas to do all your planning for the year. We already got our stuff booked for our team throughout the whole 2022, our events, what we're doing with them. I encourage you to do the same. So when you get to Christmas time, you can just take a break, take a vacation, not have to worry about it. You know you got everything planned out. Work really, really hard this month, pouring into your plans for 2022, dates, vision, mission. What are you going to do to achieve a bigger vision and get to your mission for next year? And as always, don't miss Dr. Monica on the 3rd Thursday of every month. She's coming up here in a couple weeks in December and January. She does an awesome Look to the Children show as well. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Comment below if there's anything that helped you or you thought could really help other docs. And we just look forward to seeing you guys next year. Have a fantastic Christmas and holiday season.
Today's pediatric show, Look to the Children, was brought to you by Cairo Secure.